Hello, children. A big, loving welcome to your very own channel, Ammu&You, where Ammu is ever ready to narrate lovely, interesting stories for you. And I really bring such stories that will have so many beautiful takeaways for you. And one such story that I have today is written by the wonderful author Sudha Murty. And the story is The Enchanted Scorpions from the book Grandma Book of Stories. The Enchanted Scorpions. It's a story of an honest man who really did not get tempted by the wealth that he was holding for its rightful owner. So come, let's hear what the story is about. Siddharth was a young, good-natured merchant. Looking for work, he arrived in a village. He liked the people of the village so much that he decided to use all his savings, buy a house, and live there forever. It was such a beautiful, fairy-like village, he thought. While searching for a house, he met Uday. Uday was a poor man. His family had once been extremely wealthy landowners in that same village, but were now not so well off. Uday was looking to sell his old family mansion in order to pay off his family's loans. Uday was sad to let go of his house, but he really had no other choice. Siddharth loved the house Uday showed him and bought it immediately. He could see Uday sad while leaving that house to him, but he could not do anything about it. Then Siddharth set about repairing the mansion, which was in ruins. As he dug out the old flooring, he found a sealed box buried underground. When he opened it, to his surprise, he saw it was filled with scorpions. He flung the box away in fright. Seeing the box, he had thought, was it hiding some treasure in it? But when he saw scorpions wriggling out of it, he, in fear, threw away that box. He got worried. He wanted to know the meaning of that box filled with scorpions. So that evening, he went to visit the wisest man in the village and asked him about the box of scorpions. The wise man thought for a while and then said, perhaps Uday's ancestors hid some money in that box and buried it to be used when someone in the family needed the money. Over the years, they must have forgotten about the existence of the box. Siddharth was still puzzled, but the box contained scorpions, he said, not money. The old man smiled. The box is protected by an old spell. If it is opened by anyone other than a family member, it will appear as if it is swarming with scorpions. Only a true family member will be able to see that the box contains money, treasure, and gems. Siddharth was amazed to hear this, but was sad too. He remembered the tears that had sprung up in Uday's eyes as he had looked back at his ancestral house for one last time before leaving the village. He had seen him sitting there quietly in a sad mood. If only he had known about the hidden treasure, he would not have had to sell the house. When Siddhartha reached home, he decided to keep the box safely till someone from Uday's family came to claim it. To make sure that the box was taken only by a true descendant of Uday's family, he took 4 scorpions from the box and hung them in 4 corners of his newly opened shop. What an honest man Siddharth was. Somebody else in his place could have tried out, to break that spell and try to take away all that money from the box. But Siddharth did not do so. He believed that the money should go to its rightful owners. Now, when he hung those 4 scorpions at the 4 corners of his shops, all his customers would comment when they entered the shop, "Siddharth, are you mad? Why have you hung dangerous insects in your shop? Do you want to scare away your shoppers?" Siddharth would only smile. He never revealed the secret of the scorpions to anyone, lest it was misused by someone. He knew anyways his goods were the best for miles around, and people would come to shop at his store, scorpions or not. That was the confidence he had in his goods. Gradually, the shop came to be known as the Scorpion Shop, and the villagers laughed at him behind his back. But Siddharth just did not care. He never for a moment even dreamt of trying to take away all the money that was in that treasure box, but under a spell. In fact, every evening in his prayers, he would ask God to send the rightful owners soon so that he could give that box to them and they could make use of that money that they needed so much. Many years passed. Siddharth was now a middle-aged man with a wife and children and enough money. He was hardworking, he was honest, and so people flocked into his shops for the best goods that he had for them. But he had one regret. No one had come to claim that box so far in all these years. Now, one day, a young boy walked into the shop and said, "Sir, I have heard from many people in the village that you are wealthy and often help those in need. Hearing about your kind-heartedness, I have come to you for help. I had to stop going to school because I could no longer pay my fees. Could you please lend me some money so I can finish my studies?" Siddharth shook his head sadly. "The villagers have exaggerated about my wealth," he said. "Yes, I am earning enough, but not so much that I can help you or lend you money, though I would have loved to do so, believe you me. I just earn enough to keep my family going and to fulfill their needs." The boy, hearing this, flared up in anger, saying, "Sir, if you do not want to help me, please say so openly. Why do you lie? You have so much money that you don't know what to do with it. Why else have you hung gold coins in the 4 corners of your shop? Surely you can spare some coins to help a poor student like me, who have not been able to go to school for so many years, but the love for education is still there. And even after so many years, I have come to you for help. I really want to be educated." Siddharth stared at him in astonishment. What? What did you just say?" he asked, his eyes bulging in excitement. "I said, if you don't want to help, The boy repeated in anger. Yes, yes, I heard that. Siddharth cut him short. But what did you say after that about the gold coins in my shop? The boy now looked at Siddharth doubtfully, afraid that perhaps this excited man was a bit mad. I said you are so wealthy that you have hung gold coins in the four corners of the shop. They are there for the world to see, aren't they? And the boy pointed to what appeared to Siddharth as four writhing scorpions that were hung there for all these years. Siddharth gave a happy woof of laughter. He rushed forward and hugged the boy. Are you related to Uday Kamalkar? Did your family ever live in this village? He nearly shouted into the boy's ears. The boy stepped back in alarm. Perhaps this rich man was mad and dangerous after all. Yes, my name is Uday, and I was named after my grandfather. His family lived here for many generations. Then, when they fell on hard times, my grandfather sold his old house and moved. He never recovered from the grief of having to sell his ancestral property and died heartbroken. None of us have ever had the heart to come to this village again. Siddharth wiped away the tears of joy from his eyes. Wait here, my son, he said. Rushing to his house, he came back with the old box and gave it to the young boy. Go on, open it and tell me what you see. He chuckled. The boy opened the box and his eyes nearly fell out of his head, for he held in his hands more treasure that he could dream about in his wildest fantasies. The box was filled with gold and silver coins and gems and jewels. He looked up in astonishment at Siddhartha, who was grinning broadly. Yes, it belongs to you, my son, Siddhartha explained. I have held it safe for many years, hoping someone from Uday's family will come to claim it. Your troubles are now over. Go home, use the wealth of your ancestors judiciously, and do well in life. And yes, please remember to get that education that you have been wanting so far. Then he told the boy the story of how he had found the box of scorpions and was told that the box appeared to be filled with scorpions only to people who did not belong to Uday's families, because the box had an old spell cast on it. Uday was amazed when he heard the story. He did not know how to react. He had just come there asking help for his education from Siddharth, who he thought to be a wealthy man. And here he was being given a treasure box filled with jewels, money, and gold coins. He offered Siddharth half his wealth in gratitude, but Siddharth would hear none of it. This is yours. He insisted. It has come to you after so long, and rightfully so. It has come back to you. It is the money left to you by your ancestors. No one but you has any right or claim to it. Go enjoy your life. Uday went away with the box. And all his life, he remembered the honest old man, loving, warm man who had kept his wealth safely to hand it over to someone from Uday's family. What an honest man he was. He became the inspiration of honesty for Uday. And Uday completed his education and used the money to live his life beautifully for a long, long time. He thanked his grandfather, Uday, who he believed would be very happy and satisfied to have been able to see the ancestral wealth, which he was not aware of, being restored back to his family. Children, I'm sure you've loved the story. I really loved it. So, you know what to do? Like, share, subscribe, press the bell icon, and be as good and honest like Siddharth, and be as grateful like Uday. He got all the treasures. He got such a big treasure box, but he never forgot to be grateful, and he offered half of it to Siddharth in gratitude. We must always be grateful for whatever we have. Thank you, children, for listening to this story. And be good, be safe. Keep your comments coming my ways. I will respond as I always do. And see you soon with another story for you, very carefully selected by Ammu. Thank you. Bye-bye.